Welcome to Fire Breathing Kittens, an actual play podcast. Every episode microplot is a complete adventure with a beginning and an end that fits into the overarching macroplot of the whole season. Because they stand sturdily on their own, you can listen to these adventures in any order and can skip any you don't enjoy. Today, we're playing using the mechanics from a game called Tiny Pirates. It's our first time playing, so we might make some mistakes. If you enjoy these mechanics, you can find Tiny Pirates on the Gallant Knight Games website. Build your own Tiny Pirates character and play a game with friends. Speaking of friends, today we are joined by Edgar.
Hello there.
Please describe yourself, Edgar.
You've got it. So, Edgar is a young man of 24 with piercing green eyes. He's got short, scruffy brown hair, and I'd say for how he's dressed today in true pirate fashion, he's got a very fluffy white blouse with a lot of extra frills all about, because even being a very masculine man, Edgar is not afraid to wear quite a bit of plumage. He thinks it's quite nice.
We are also joined by Bobby.
Well, hello there. Bobby is wearing a light tan vest. He's about 5 feet tall, 15 years old, young and spry, ready to do anything I want to do.
And Freya.
Hello, I'm Freya Bumbleroot. I'm a late middle-aged halfling. I'm currently wearing a white blouse and green dress. I'm a pacifist, so I don't like to get into fights. My grandchildren told me I needed to get out of the house some after my husband passed, so I decided to join the fire-breathing kittens.
Wonderful. You awaken with the grit of sand abrading your bare arms, your feet, and your face. The taste of salt water lingers in your mouth. Flotsam from the Queen of the Sea lies in tatters around you. You weren't directly part of the mutiny that led to your previous ship's downfall and destruction. However, we're going to go around and briefly describe what happened and how the ship was destroyed in the process. Edgar, would you like to go first, considering your history with the Queen of the Sea?
Yes, I would. So with the Queen of the Sea, I imagine that with such a sturdy boat, it's probably some kind of a storm and some kind of a crash into the land. I imagine that the darkness overtook us and we lost sight of our journey, and without any sort of lighthouse or guiding star, we kind of just hit landfall and something went quite amok.
Bobby, tell us about how the mutineers attempted to get you on their side.
As for me being the commander of the sails, the pilot for this ship, trying to help us guide through this storm, they knew I had good skills, but I am a loyal pirate. I do everything I can to help the ship that I'm on. They said that if I joined them, they would help me find the great treasure. But I kind of didn't trust them. If they're going to betray their captain, how can I trust them to help me?
Indeed. How could you? And Freya, you were acting as the ship's medical officer during this trying time. When the mutiny was clear and the storm had blown up, what did you do to try to keep as many people safe and alive as you could?
Well, honestly, as a pacifist, I wouldn't get involved in the fighting, but I wasn't above slipping a little something in some of the mutineers' drinks and food to put 'em to sleep that night for dinner. But unfortunately, the mutiny happened before dinner, and I wasn't able to get many of 'em.
A noble attempt. As the three of you pull yourselves up from the sandy beach, you realize that you are well and truly shipwrecked. The Queen of the Sea is in splinters around you, and from what you can tell, you are the only three that have washed up on this particular island. What do you do?
So,
Well, the first
Bobby,
thing...
gets up slowly and realizes that this ship is broken and is devastated. And soon after, he looks off into the distance trying to see if maybe there's civilization nearby. And then I guess he sees Edgar and Freya. He says, we need to find civilization so we can so they can help us fix this ship. This was the best paying job I've had in so long.
To be clear, when I say splinters, I mean nothing larger than your hand is left.
Oh.
Is that typical of a shipwreck?
Not at all. I've never been in a wreck this bad. I've had to patch some holes before for Captain Redbeard, but I've never had a ship be... I don't even know where the ship is. Maybe there's a bigger piece somewhere around the bend, but where we are, it's just little pieces of wood. Maybe we can salvage... Yeah.
Is it currently daytime or nighttime?
We'll say that it is mid-morning. In fact, the sun is getting rather warm.
So is this typical desert island where there's a beach and then lush jungle, just a few...
You betcha.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
you want to look around a little bit?
Yeah, I think the first thing we should do is look around and see if we can find supplies or other survivors, and then order of needs. We need water, we need food, we need shelter in that order.
And in the middle of this, Edgar kind of stands up. He was face first in the sand, just kind of listening to this, distraught. And immediately he turns and sees the splinters of the ship and says, "Oh, little Joey Cricket, what happened to the man? Oh, he was but a boy. Where did he go?"
I could have saved us, but they tied me to the mast. I tried my best. But the mutineers, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
Life
Edgar.
always goes forward, and, stuff happens. Either your friend's alive or not, and we're all alive right now, and we'll be dead eventually. So let's try to stretch that out as long as we can.
How can you speak so casually of death, woman?
Well, when you reach my age, you've experienced quite a bit of it. And it's just another stage of life. It always happens to everyone eventually. And you can either sit there and be afraid of it, or you can embrace it with open arms when it's ready for you.
But little Joey Cricket was but a boy. He's like
Yes.
15 years old. And there was a storm and a mutiny, and I don't know what must have happened to him.
Well, perhaps
think
we
he
can
would be
search
a
for him as
mutineer.
we're looking through, trying to keep ourselves alive, but sitting on the beach and whining about it isn't going to fix anything.
My
And
God, we're the
Freya
only
starts-
ones left.
Freya starts beelining it for the jungle.
Okay. So there is, you do see, you are on this big sandy beach, which seems to go on all the way around, at least as far as you can see, along the shoreline. You see that a few hundred feet out from the shoreline in the water, there are 6 stone pylons jutting out from the water, some kind of structure of some kind. And of the 3 of you, who would you say has the sharpest eyesight?
Probably Bobby. He's still young. He's a teenager.
Okay. Bobby, you can barely make out some kind of markings or writing on those pylons.
Freya, wait. There might be something important on these concrete pylons. It kind of looks like it used to be a port. I'm going to swim out and see what they look like.
Okay. So you kick off into the water and you start swimming towards the pylons. Edgar and Freya, from shore, as you're watching, which I assume you're going to watch as he swims out there, you see the telltale dorsal fin of some kind of large fish swimming around those pylons.
Bobby, lad, you're gonna get eaten.
Is it doing up and down, or is it staying right on the crest of the water?
It's more side to side.
Okay.
Cutting the...
The tail is going side to side, not up and down. Got
That's
it.
correct.
Bobby, get
I
out of the
swam-
water.
I swear, I'm a good swimmer. I've
No,
practiced
no,
a lot.
son, they're gonna eat you.
A shark's a good swimmer too,
Bobby's
son.
At least Bobby's at least like 100 feet out when you start calling to him. How would you best make the danger known to him?
Well, what
I've got
Freya's
no
actually
choice.
going to do is cut her palm and bleed into the water away from
Oh,
him.
good. Oh, well, I'm not
Sharks
sure
are
that's
attracted.
possible.
Well, he's not standing right next to me, is he? I'm on the shore. He's
Yep.
swimming out.
He is. Yeah. Where
He's not
do you
near me,
think-
is he?
Where do you
No,
think
no.
that scent is going to go, though?
Oh, never mind. Then I'm not going to do that. I thought he was already like almost to the pylons. I misunderstood.
No. This is like he's about halfway, and that's when you
okay.
spotted the dorsal fin.
I
And
guess
I'll let you undo that because
Thank
Freya is educated.
yes. I'm going to do a whistle, like a really loud whistle, and try to get Bobby's attention and point to the dorsal fin that is swimming towards him.
Okay. I think this is going to be a test
Okay.
to see if you get his attention.
So that would be what, a 2d6?
So I believe that you start with a 2d6, and do any of your traits apply here?
I mean, prepared could, because I could have a whistle on me, but I only get to use it twice per session, and I would rather not waste it on challenge number 1.
Then
so
it
I'm
sounds
just gonna,
like you're just rolling 2d6.
a 6 and a 1. So spread it out.
That's great. The test is successful if you roll a 5 or a 6 on any of the dice in your dice pool.
Handy dandy.
So, Bobby, you hear a piercing whistle, certainly louder than you would ever expect from a little old halfling lady like Freya. But apparently she's good at getting the attention of young people who are about to traipse into danger.
She is a grandmother.
She is a grandmother. What do you do?
So Bobby, hearing the whistle, starts treading water and looks out at Freya and yells, "I'm almost to the pylon. I'm so close. What's up?" I'm like yelling, see, because it's pretty far.
Freya's frantically pointing at the dorsal fin that is swimming towards you, screaming, "Shark! Shark!"
So then I'd like to scan the area. I see him pointing. Do I see anything?
Yeah.
It'd be a little... Okay.
So once Freya is pointing and yelling shark and everything else, you see the dorsal fin as it turns your way. What would you like to do?
So how far am I from the pylons and how far am I from the shore? Is it
You are
equal
about
distance?
halfway to the pylons.
Right in the middle. Okay.
Pretty much.
And from where I'm at, does it look like I could stand on them? Like,
On the
do they look
pylons?
big enough to stand on or to climb up?
You might be able to climb up them, yeah.
So Bobby's just going to continue to the pylons.
Okay. Well, I'm so glad that we are kicking off with some combat right away. Please make an initiative roll.
That's 2d6 or just one?
2d6, and you get success on a 5 or a 6.
Okay, that's a 2 and a 2. So I'm
Okay,
not first.
so you're going to go after the sharks. Edgar and Freya, if you want to jump in, and by that I mean literally jump into the water to try to help Bobby, you can do so. It will take you a round or two to get out to where he is. Okay. So Bobby, the shark, I think the shark is just gonna attack you. Yeah. Like it doesn't really need to do a whole lot here. It's not really thinking. And, you know, everybody took at least a little bit of of abrasions and minor cuts and things from the shipwreck. So there's blood in the water. So the shark got 2 5s on its attack.
Okay, perfect. And
Bobby,
does it count as a heavy weapon or with
you
its teeth?
take it's using its toothy maw, and it does 2 damage with its attack.
So is Bobby now closer to the pylons than the shore? Or
No, because this happened right about
Okay.
halfway.
got it.
Yeah. And you haven't had your turn yet, but you may take your turn now if you wish.
Well, seeing that he was just bitten, he's gonna change his plans and start heading back to shore because he knows he can get safe there, where he can't get safe at the.
Okay. It'll take you about
Pylons.
2 turns, and this shark is hungry and on the
Hungry.
hunt.
Okay. I want to try to punch the shark in the nose and then swim away because he's already
Okay.
bit me. So
He certainly has. And just to make it easy on you, you do have your knife with you.
oh, perfect. I
So-
am.
If you want to punch with your knife, that's also okay.
Yes, I will stab him. Try to stab him in the eye with my knife.
Ooh, okay. That's
Like-
vicious. I like it.
Blind him a little bit.
Hmm.
I do have expertise in there, so would that give me advantage or no?
I believe that does give you advantage.
Okay, then I'll roll 3d6. Oh, okay. The highest was a 3.
Okay. Well, so tell us about how your attack doesn't quite land the way that you wanted it
So-
to.
Bobby's scrambling, trying to grab his knife out of his little sheath around his belt. And as he does, he doesn't quite get a firm enough grip. So when he goes to stab it, it just slides off the side of the shark's head.
Yep.
And seeing that didn't work, he starts swimming as fast as he can away from the shark.
Okay. Well, guess what? The action you took was attack. So
Oh.
the swimming away will be on your next turn.
Got it.
Edgar and Freya, do you want to do anything at this time?
I think Edgar, upon seeing the shark even open its mouth, is gonna immediately pull both his daggers out and just like jump headfirst into the water. It's time
Okay.
to like tackle stab a shark.
Okay. Like I said, it's going to take you a couple rounds to get there,
Mhm.
but you
Thank you.
are swimming in that direction. Freya, are you going to do anything?
The player wants to. Freya is an old woman who's a pacifist, and this guy is getting attacked by sharks. Her swimming out in the water is not actually going to solve anything. So she's just going to yell, "I'll patch you up when you get back to land."
Okay. So,
Oh, okay. So I was reading through the tools. It says I have 2 actions on a turn, move, attack, or something else. Or is it just 1 action? I'm
no,
just trying
that's,
to clarify.
that's,
Okay.
yes, you're correct. You have 2 actions. Thank you for catching that in the rules. As mentioned earlier, it's been a minute since we all reviewed these rules. So, yes, if you want to take that evade to get to move away, that would be okay.
Yes.
So,
Are there rocks on the beach I could
Okay.
try
Sorry,
to
just
throw
move.
at the
Yeah.
sharks?
yeah, but I thought you were a pacifist.
We actually, in the last game, Freya is not a vegetarian, so as long as it's not a sentient creature,
Well, the shark hasn't said anything yet.
I
That's a good
assume I assume it's just a fish. So she won't hurt thinking beings, but like animals, that's nature, baby, and I'm not just going to bend over to nature. So
Okay. Okay. Then you're all right. So going back here. So Bobby, your second action is to move, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then so you're moving closer to the shore. And Edgar's actions are basically to move. And Freya, you are going to try to attack.
yes,
Find-
I'm going to try
like,
to throw
find
rocks.
some- I'm gonna say it's gonna be one of your actions is to find rocks, and the other is to throw them, throw rocks.
Yes.
So Edgar and Freya, please roll to get you into the initiative order for me.
You got it.
That's 2d6, correct?
2d6.
It's a 5 and a 3 for Edgar.
A 5 and a 2 for Freya.
All right. So, Freya, please roll your attack with a light ranged weapon.
I'm not proficient in that, so that's just a regular 2d6, correct?
Actually, if you're not proficient, you have disadvantage.
So that's 1d6 then?
It's 3D. Hold on. Disadvantage.
2d6, but you take the lower. Or
Yes,
maybe it's just
thank
1d6.
No, it's 2d6. You take the lower.
I got a 1 and a 2, so
Cool.
I miss.
You miss.
So, Freya, you got to throw a little harder.
I'm old. And I just decided I could fight animals like 2 days ago.
I would like to imagine that there was like a real big gesture coming from Freya's arm, like there was going to be a lot of power, and then the rock just goes sploosh.
Yeah, it's like she throws it. It's like 6 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Despite the fact that her body's doing like a baseball pitch.
Yeah. You know how like when you're really uncoordinated like me, and when you like try to throw something and it's like you throw it at the ground almost.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
It's
in
like
my
that.
head, what happened is she picked up what she thought was a sandstone and went to throw it. It just turned out to be a wet clump of sand that then disintegrated as she was throwing it.
Oh,
Yeah,
perfect.
I like that.
So
Freya
now she's
doesn't-
got a little bit of sand in her eyes. She's like, oh, oh, oh.
Freya probably doesn't know how to recognize a weapon as well, too, it sounds like.
Edgar, I'm gonna say that you will get to this shark encounter if you use both of your move actions. This
Wonderful.
turn, 'cause
I'll
you-
go ahead
you
and do
moved
that.
last turn, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yeah, and
Okay.
Edgar is not the kind of guy to worry for his own safety very much, so if he's just as close as Bobby is to this shark, as close to the shark as Bobby was when he got bitten, I don't think he's going to think twice about that.
Great. All right. So that means that the shark has 2 potential targets to choose from, and it's going to go for Edgar just because it's not really a thinking creature. It's a shark, and it's getting into a little bit of a frenzy here. So, and yes, side note for those playing along at home, sharks do not behave this way naturally in the wild. This is narratively appropriate. So, this is narration, not science. Okay,
Pirates,
so,
baby.
Yeah.
Then Bobby grabs his magnets and put it right. No.
And the shark tries to take a bite out of Edgar and fails to do so. Edgar, how do you nimbly dodge this charging shark?
Well, of course, I see his nose coming at me, and I just give it a big kick and push him away. Not enough to hurt him, but enough to say, "Hey, don't you do that."
Right, Bobby. Oh wait, sharks get 2 attacks too, right? 2 actions.
Shark, yeah.
Most
Everybody
likely.
gets 2.
All right.
So you can try
We'll
again.
give it its second attempt. Still, let's see. No, it's gonna go for Bobby this time. I got a 5 and a 6. So Bobby.
So wouldn't he have to move to get to me? Like,
No, because this is Edgar got all the way up to where you are. Oh, when the shark have to, because you were moving back. Good
Yeah.
point. Very good point. Thank you. So then, yes, it would have moved, and that would be one of its actions. Okay, now Bobby, it is your turn.
okay. So so if I use 1 move action, I'll get to shore now? Or no, not yet.
No, it'll be like another 2 move actions. Do you want to just swim like the Dickens for sure?
I think, yeah, that's my best bet. And then I'll get my crossbow once I get to shore. So yeah, I'll just dash to the shore.
Awesome. That won't go poorly for Edgar at all. Okay, so you're gonna dash for shore, leaving Edgar to deal with the shark. Edgar and Freya, we are back to the top of the round. What are the two of you doing? You beat the shark, so you can decide who goes first.
Is Bobby back on shore yet?
Bobby is staggering out of the water. Yes,
I'm going to use
he's got
my
like
healer.
a big bite mark on his leg.
I'm going to try to use my healer trait to give him 2 hit points back.
Okay, cool.
So, I think that's probably a check, right?
It is. It's 2d6, and he can gain 2 hit points back. I am not doing good tonight. I got double 1s.
It's nice that you're getting those out of the way early.
Right?
In the
I need to
session.
get back on the Google Dice Roller. That one always hits high for me.
So then it sounds like maybe Bobby does not heal those hit points.
Freya, you're supposed to tie it tighter.
You're not supposed to get bit by a shark, yet here we are.
I didn't know it was there. It was just so interesting out there. It looks so cool. Don't worry, I'm gonna shoot it with my crossbow.
Edgar.
Wait, I have 2 actions. Can I try again?
Yeah, you do have 2 actions. It's true.
I'm going to try again.
Okay.
I'm going to use a different dice roller. I got a 2 and a 1 that time.
Wow.
I'm just like poking it.
Hey, that's a little better.
That's true. It's 1 better.
All right, Edgar. You are definitely in a melee situation with a shark.
Yeah, I don't think Edgar's noticed really that Bobby has gotten away. I think mostly his focus is just, there's a shark. We're probably going to want some food. And also, I don't want it to kill my friends. And so, not really paying attention to Bobby or the likelihood of him losing this fight. I think this is just a time where he's going to plunge on down in the water wherever he needs to go and just try to stick a dagger in each side of the shark if his arms are wide enough.
Okay. Using your daggers.
Yes.
Alrighty.
All right. And being proficient in those is going to be nice. And I'm just double checking. Weapon proficiency means 2 dice, correct?
Yes. Yes, that is correct. Unless you have a trait that would give you more than that.
None that I'm aware of. I have an ambush specialist thing, but I'm a loud swimmer, so I don't think that's helpful.
Yeah, that's more
Yeah.
that's more traps and ambushes.
That makes sense. Thank you. All right, well, that is a 4 and a 6.
Well, a 6 will hit.
Oh, yes.
So, and that's with one of your attacks. Do you want to attack twice?
I would love to.
And how much damage does a dagger?
That is a light
melee,
right? Yes, light melee, so that would be 1. For flavoring, and you can do with it what you will, Edgar is not the nicest in combat, and his daggers are usually serrated to cause extra blood flow. If you want to do anything special with that, feel free, but you also don't have to, and I'm not going to feel offended. And that was a 5 and a 1 for the second roll.
Okay, which also does a point of damage, right?
Wonderful.
Okay. Well, so for Freya and Bobby on shore, it looks like the water has turned red, and there's a lot of thrashing and a lot of like foamy, water just being kicked up in the melee over there. The shark is now fighting for its life against Edgar. So it's going to try to bite you, Edgar.
Edgar would have some real nice words to say if he wasn't underwater.
Yeah. And the shark does bite you.
Oh, man.
Its teeth, probably because, you're essentially like taking both of your daggers and hugging. It's a sharp hug,
That
right?
it is. Yes, that's a great way of describing it. I was thinking like almost like someone those things people use to like help pick up a piece of like a cob of corn, like that thing. Yeah.
So yeah, you give a very sharp hug, and it reciprocates by giving you a very toothy kiss, we'll call it, as it drives its jaws into your shoulder, and having bit you, and like when you get bit like that, you kind of release the hug, we'll say, and it's going to use its second action to kick its powerful tail and swim as fast as it can away from you. Bobby, as Freya is trying to heal you unsuccessfully, you like grab your crossbow, load a bolt. I'm going to say you do not know that the shark is swimming away. It's like a frothing red sea out there, and lot of movement, lot of action. I'm going to say you can fire in. You might kill that shark, and also if you roll a 1, you're gonna hit Edgar.
Okay.
Which would make extra sense.
If I roll a 1, I hit Edgar, and if I roll a 6, I can deal 2 damage to the shark. It's a light weapon, but I don't know.
It's a light weapon, so
just 1 damage. No,
this is just the consequence of firing into a very chaotic melee.
Yes.
I also think getting bitten on the shoulder is quite traumatic to anyone, and so I think at the same moment as this arrow fire, it's very likely that Edgar has accidentally opened his mouth in the water and needs to come up for a gasp of air, making it all the easier for you to potentially shoot him.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Okay, that's a 6 and a 4.
Okay, so you're gonna hit the shark for sure, and you do a point of damage to it. Do you want to fire a second time?
So I was just reading through. It takes an action to load a bolt, so that'd be both my actions. I loaded the bolt and fired.
There you go. Okay. Alrighty, then we're back to the top of the round. Freya and Edgar, what are you going to do?
Try to heal him
The
again.
shark's right over there. He's swimming away. It's scared.
I actually healed him for 2 points. I got a 2 and a 5 this time.
Oh, that's very nice. Okay. All right. And with your other action, Freya?
I'm going to try again. Oh, is he only down 2? Or how many are you down,
It's only
Bobby?
down 2.
Yeah, so I'm good.
I'm going to wait for Edgar to come to shore and bind up his wounds.
Okay. Not throwing another rock?
No, it's swimming away.
Okay. Would you... I'm going to say those of you on shore don't necessarily realize that, because again, it was a big frothing mess.
Okay.
Do you want to, with your second action, do the focus action?
Remind me what that does.
So focus basically gives you on your next roll, your test is successful on a 4, 5, or 6.
Sure. That sounds nice.
Okay. That's on, it is on your next attack roll. So.
Oh. Still, you never know what's lurking on us. So, sure.
It's true. It's true. Okay. Edgar.
Well, pain makes Edgar not think more clearly, but less clearly. And so he's immediately going to duck back under the water now that the water is a little out of his lungs. Try to spot the shark, and if he can see it, he's just going to go right back after it.
Okay. So the shark has swum like one zone away, one movement segment away. You can kick after it and try to go for it.
I'm gonna do just that. I'm gonna swim at it and just give it a right swipe, like right hand swipe with the dagger at its tail. See if I can do some damage.
Oh, and did the shark swim further into the ocean or closer? Okay.
Yeah, it swam further. It actually swam towards the pylons.
That is a 5 and a 1, which seems to be my signature roll.
Well, that's gonna hit. Please describe for us how you oh so heroically kill steal the shark from Bobby.
Sure. Once again, kind of envying the ability of those above the water to speak. Edgar knows that he could have said something really funny in this moment that his friends would have enjoyed, but it's too bad. So instead, he just cuts this big slash down the middle, like kind of across the middle of the tail. I won't describe too much gore for the friends at home, but it's bleeding pretty bad. And it's clear that this shark is not swimming anymore.
Yeah, and it takes a bit for the shark to actually expire, but it does. It does. It gets very sluggish, and eventually stops moving.
And when I see that, I'm gonna come up to the surface and shout back to the people on shore. Well, I got us some food. Does anybody want to help me drag this fella back onto the shore?
Well, I'm feeling great. Then that Bobby jumps in the water and starts swimming towards Edgar.
That's
he just
my
got
Bobby
healed.
boy.
Keep in mind that there is now a very large pool of water that is dissipating because it's an ocean. But if this was not the only shark, there may be more hazards aplenty. FYI.
That sounds like the GM way of telling us there's more sharks.
This is the GM just
what I
warning
actually
you of the
yell,
natural order of things.
Freya yells
Yes,
from the shore, "Leave it there as a distraction for the other sharks to eat. Swim to the pylon.
But it's so much food.
That the sharks can eat, we'll find something else."
We'll be feasting for months.
Bobby's already like 50 feet out in the water.
Edgar's very, very slowly, because it's quite heavy, dragging this shark behind him as he's swimming back onto shore.
So you're swimming back to shore with the dragging
With the shark, but of course at
Okay.
a very slow pace.
Are
Very
you
slow.
And he
familiar
can
with
use
the
the
term?
crossbow bolt to like help hold it, maybe, because that's it stabbed into it. Right.
Right,
That's
smart
true.
of you to put a handle on him.
Are you familiar with the term chumming the water?
Never heard
Nah.
of it. Oh, yeah, of course. We fish all the time at sea.
There's a lot of
Chumming
chums
the water
in
is
the
where
water
you
now.
throw dead fish into the water for the specific purpose to attract sharks. That is essentially what we just created.
That would be but a second.
It won't take us too long, especially with both of us pushing. I'll push on the fin and you push on the
I'll use
handle.
the
They're
handle,
doing
that's
that.
right.
All right,
Freya's
so,
counting out her bandages to make sure she can heal all of them.
So Edgar.
Oh, that cynical
Edgar-
confidence.
Yeah, Edgar and Bobby. Please roll a test. With if you've got a relevant trait that may help you, let me know. But please roll a test for how long it takes you to get the shark carcass back to shore,
I would
and
just
whether
like to
you
say-
attract attention in the process.
I was listening when the GM originally said we encountered sharks with an S at the end of it.
I was not. I will admit
No idea
that.
what you're talking about.
What? I just heard one.
I heard one shark.
We saw one. Listening skills.
All right. I think
so
that's sorry,
Bobby
you go ahead.
has a skill in acrobatics. I don't know how helpful that would be with pulling a shark. I think I'd probably need strength, so I'll just do a regular test.
No, I'll give you advantage for that.
Okay, that's 6 is my highest.
Well, that's a success. Edgar, how about you?
That's real funny because Edgar got a 1.
Cool. Yeah, maybe it's because of your shoulder injury, Edgar, but Bobby seems to be pulling for both of you.
Wow, this one's
And-
quite light.
If you keep pushing like that, you're gonna break my crossbow bolt. You need to be a little more careful.
No, it feels
Is your
like I'm
shoulder-
not doing anything at all.
What are you talking about? You're doing great.
It's lightweight.
It's not
And-
light, but we'll probably get there soon.
The two of you make it back to shore with no further shark attacks on yourselves. And haul yourselves and the the dead shark onto shore. Edgar, how badly wounded are you?
I think it was 2 for a bite, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I've got 2 damage on me. If it matters, I've got 5 hit points left.
So you're roughed up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, Freya can help you. It took her a little bit to help me, but I'm sure she can do it.
Freya's going to look at you and say, do you want me to take the bandages off of you then?
I would appreciate that, yes.
All right. Freya is going to try to heal Edgar. Try being the operative word there. 5 and a 1. Jeez, I've gotten so many 1s, but at least I got a 5.
Indeed, that is a successful test. So Edgar, you are healed for 2 hit points. Now, in the questions of bandages and whatnot, I definitely think that maybe you have to tear off a hem or something from some clothing, but you've probably got enough bandages for the 2 of them. Future bandage uses, though, future bandaging, you might need to roll some prepared ability here. Not using your special ability just as a do I have stuff? Yeah. All right. So the 3 of you are on shore. You are healed or bandaged up, and you've got a dead shark. And there's still pylons out there, a couple 100 feet away in the water.
Right. Who's gonna help me skin and butcher it?
Well, I want to take some of the teeth out. You can sell them for good money in the market.
That's a good point. Smart of you.
And Bobby's going to start taking out a couple teeth, probably 5. He doesn't want to spend a ton of time taking out teeth, but just taking out a couple.
So it sounds like Bobby and Edgar are going to apply themselves to butchering the shark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Edgar's never butchered a shark before, because I'm assuming none of us really have. So he's not doing a great job of it, but he's really having fun.
Oh,
so
don't worry.
Bobby is
I've
actually
seen
an experienced sailor.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've seen the cook do this 1,000 times. I'm basically an expert. I'll help you once I get my teeth.
Oh, thank you. I'd appreciate some pointers, but I think this one looks pretty good, and he just holds up one that is a cut of meat that's just got a ton of random bone in it, and is clearly not a very clean cut.
Right.
We gotta cut it down the belly and take out the innards, and then the meat should be safe to eat. Hopefully we didn't puncture anything.
So Bobby, please do a test here to see how much you get out of this shark.
Got it. 3 and a 1.
So you're able to get a couple of teeth, but in gutting it, your knife slips and you get its stomach and bowels, which fouls most of the meat.
Sorry, I said basically an expert. This is my first time actually gutting a fish. I've only seen him do it. I thought the stomach would be a little bit further in. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's all right. We'll just find some of Freya's preferred food, I suppose. Freya, you found any nuts or berries yet?
Was Freya foraging for nuts and berries?
Edgar doesn't think that she is. He's just saying that because that's just what he'd say. Even if you're just standing there as Freya, even if Freya's just standing there watching them, just in his way of conversation, he's just oh, have you found any nuts and berries?
Well, I'm standing on the beach with 2 nuts that went into the water after a shark.
I'm going to take that as a no.
We brought it back to shore. We don't have any usable meat, but we got some cool teeth. And he waves his teeth that he grabbed out of the
that's a good
mouth.
question. Do we actually have any supplies on us now? I mean, the ship is completely gone, but do we have rations or anything?
You do not have rations. You do have your weapons, and you have the clothes that you were wearing, and a few like bits and bobs about your person. But
and Freya does have the skill prepared, which means I might have something on me depending on a roll.
Yep.
Speaking of that, since I don't think it would be smart for anyone to climb or swim through the pylons now. She's going to dig through her backpack or maybe the wreckage and see if she can find a spyglass so we can read it from shore without having to swim out there.
Okay, I feel like this is stretching the definition of common equipment, but I'm willing to take it.
A spyglass on a pirate ship? That would be common.
Oh, only because you are coming from a pirate ship.
And I actually got a 6.
Sweet. All right. So, was that with your disadvantage?
Yes, I only rolled 1 dice.
Oh, okay. So you have a spyglass.
I'm going to use it to try to read what is ever on that pylons. I think it would be funny if, as they're cleaning the thing, we're talking about how we can go back out there. And Freya goes, "Oh, I've had this telescope on me this entire time."
1 sec. Yep. Okay. Okay. So, Freya, you need to kind of dance around the shoreline to really be able to see, and you're not able to get a complete like perfect translation or transcription here, but you get enough. So, one of the pylons has this written on it: "Spirits guard this something land with many treasures something at hand. Be watchful of my clues, lest you miss out on something rescue."
Just assume I told that to you guys, too.
There's a treasure here. I've been looking for the great treasure my entire life. We need to find it. I'm going to start digging to see if there's like a bottle with a map somewhere on the beach.
Okay,
It
so
says
you're going
find
to
the clues.
start digging in the sand.
Just
Mind
randomly.
you, there are markings on the other pylons as well. But this is great.
Read those.
Okay, so you start reading those, and the first one that you read says, "The hull is not inland, but it is inland."
Okay.
Bobby, none of your
Yes.
traits will help you in this, I don't
No.
think. Wait, let me double check. Nope. None of your traits will help you with this. Please roll
Okay, this is a standard test.
just a standard test for me.
Yeah, 3 and a 1.
Cool. Edgar, please roll with advantage.
That is a 4 and a 2 for you.
Well,
Wow.
advantage, so you
You-
get one
You
more.
roll another
Yeah, with
dice.
advantage you roll 3.
Oh, my bad. That is a 4, 2, and a 5 for you.
Okay.
There's the one we needed.
So just as Freya reads the second clue, which is "A treasure lies beneath a crusty layer on the beach," and Bobby is, hurriedly digging, very excited about going for his treasure. Edgar, you realize that the sand around him has started to move on its own. And go ahead.
Oh, son, there's something going on with the sand there. I step aside real quick, and then he's gonna approach and try to grab at Bobby and pull him off of the sand that he's digging at.
But I'm
Great.
digging
So
so fast.
You get up to Bobby where he's digging in the sand, and you're just about to grab him when a swarm of crabs lurches out from under the sand, having been disturbed, and they are going to definitely attack you. So I think that we are all back to rolling some initiative, please.
Hey,
I failed a 4.
I got
Edgar?
a 6.
Freya?
A 3 and a 2.
Edgar, probably because of your ambush sense, you get the drop on the crabs as they boil out of the sand to attack.
Awesome. How big are they?
They're pretty small.
Okay.
They're crabs. So, but they're not like giant crabs bigger than you. They're, like crabs.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe 10 or 12 inches across, including their legs.
Wonderful.
They'll fit on a plate.
So
Just
I can
say.
tell you
Ooh.
don't live near the ocean, because crabs that generally burrow in the sand are just a couple inches wide. The
Oh, I
crabs
know.
you're thinking of live in the ocean.
I know.
Okay.
These are special crabs.
I would like to be
Special
clear
crabs, just
to
not giant
anyone.
special crabs.
I would like to be clear to anyone listening to this episode that neither Edgar nor I, as a person, stand for animal cruelty. However, Edgar seeing these crabs kind of like rushing at Bobby, his first thought is, oh, shells, no stab, kick. And so Edgar is just going to start kicking at the crabs, trying to like launch them off in the air and just get them far away from Bobby and himself.
Okay. Take a kicking action.
That is a 6 and a 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta punch them in the sky.
You punt one of them, and it kind of lands and starts scuttling back towards you. What are you going to do?
Kick another one.
Kick another one. Roll it.
It's a 5 and a 5. This other one's gonna get hit and probably not fly as far, I assume.
So you punt the other one pretty far as well, and you see that in response to being punted so far, it starts digging back into the sand.
Go to punt them.
Now the crabs are going to take their turn. So Bobby, one of the crabs takes its crabby little pincher claw and like comes menacingly up, digs its pincher into your foot, tearing your boot, which rude, and it definitely hurts, like a lot, right?
Yeah.
Another one of the crabs kind of seems to be like menacing at Edgar, but doesn't successfully like make an attack. And the two others sort of hang back, and one of them kind of just like goes still, and it starts to blend into the sand almost immediately.
Whoa.
Bobby and Freya, what are you going to do?
So, did I take damage from the one that clamped onto me, or or no?
Oh yeah, you took a point of damage. Sorry.
Okay. Just making sure. So the one that clamped onto me, I'm gonna try to rip it off. There's like stab it and rip it off. So maybe like stabbing it will release its claw, and then
Okay.
it'll leave me
So
alone.
that's, yeah, action wise, those are basically 2 attacks.
Got it.
Freya's
okay.
going to take her walking stick and play some crab golf.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. So
That's the spirit.
the first attack missed.
Okay.
Got a highest was a 4. Second attack I got a 6.
Okay. And this is with your knife, yeah?
Dagger. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Freya, crab golf.
On the first one, I got a 5 and a 4. On the second one, double 5s.
Okay. So just as Bobby pries the one off of his boot, you come by and knock it well and truly far out of its range to reach you. And then the other one you're able to knock back as well. We go back to the top of the round. Edgar.
Freya, ma'am, that was some beautiful swinging right there. Very nice. Wait a
Golf
minute.
was invented in my home country.
Beautiful. Wait. Could you remind me what was that clue you saw out on the pillar out there?
Let's fight the crabs and talk about them later.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering if the crabs might be the puzzle. Maybe we
Crusty
shouldn't.
layer, yes, crustacean, quite possibly.
Crusty layer. What if we should keep digging?
Well, we
I'm
have,
down.
2 crabs left?
Ah, good point. And then
crabs,
Edgar's just
we
going to
just throw
start
them in
kicking.
boiling water, and we have a soup right there. So let's just kill these things.
More meals.
One we can actually eat, perhaps.
Yes. I'm
All right,
starting.
on the first kick, I got a 6 and a 3. And on the second kick, I've got double 6s.
Okay. So you kick the other crab that that Freya had that Freya had not hit, and you know that there's one hiding around here somewhere, but it's well and truly camouflaged itself.
Well, as long as it's
So
not
it's just
being
a really
aggressive.
good...
So as long as it's not being aggressive, just let it be. It's not fighting us. Let's try to figure out the clues and get off this island.
And that's you're saying is Edgar just makes like a really good kick at nothing.
Okay. And then the crabs. So most of them have been defeated, but there is one lurking, hiding, camouflaged, and
Uh-oh.
and Edgar, you feel a sharp pinch on your foot, as that wasn't just a little bit of sand, wet sand there. Turns out that's where the crab was hiding.
And then a voice very unlike his Edgar just goes,
Edgar, you take a point of crab damage.
crab damage. You got it?
Yeah, it's typed. It's typed now.
I'll specifically put that, as crab damage.
It's
yeah.
crab damage.
I'm actually
as-
resistant to crab damage. No.
As the crab pinches you, Bobby and Freya, what are you going to do?
Freya's going to try to whack this one with her walking stick, too.
Okay.
Yeah, and if she doesn't succeed, Bobby's gonna focus real hard, but we'll see what Freya does first.
Yeah.
I rolled double ones, so I don't want to actually hurt him, but in my head what happens is Freya comes up to whack the crab and then clocks him in the shin by accident.
Okay. Yes. And Edgar, roll to see if you manage to jerk your foot out of the way just before she badly hits your shin.
Mm-hmm. Should I do
Sorry.
that with or without advantage, would you say?
I would say without, unless you got something that would help you.
Freya yelled
can't
4
think of
before she
anything.
swang.
She
Does
yelled
that count?
4.
4.
That's
Yeah, I
funny.
mean, you're not surprised here or anything, so just go ahead and roll.
All right. With advantage, it would be a 5, but my other die was a 1.
Well, it's not disadvantage. You should have 2 dice anyway.
Okay, well, it was a 5 and a 1 then. My bad.
Okay, so you pull your leg back just in time, and it's just a glancing hit on your leg, so you don't take any hit point damage from it. The crab, however, is not affected by Freya's miss.
She's not going
But-
to swing again. She feels guilty.
Not swinging a second time because you already hit
No.
somebody once. Yeah.
She's going to try to heal him this with her second.
Okay. Edgar, you said you're going to focus.
Bobby.
Sorry, Bobby, you're going to focus, right?
Yeah, so
I got a
Bobby
6 and a
focuses
2
up,
to bind Edgar.
and he's like looking straight at this camouflage crab. I'm gonna hit this. He grabs his dagger, fully thinking that he's gonna stab it and we'll make a stew with this crab. And that's a 3, 4, and a 5.
Okay. Why would you have advantage, though?
Because I have expertise with my dagger.
Yes. Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Thanks. So yes, and in fact, you do indeed stab the camouflaging crab. I'm going to say that between that and the rest of you all, you will take out this last crab. And Freya, I heard that you found some more bandages with your preparedness.
Yes, and healed him with another healing action.
You're healing Edgar or Bobby?
Well, Edgar first, and then I'll Let's see if I'm lucky with Bobby. A 5 and a 3, so you're good too, Bobby.
Okay.
I'm glad I took healing.
All right. So we take a beat. You knocked a few of the crabs out of the way and they scuttled away, but you did end up with 3 very sizable. I mean, this is like king crab levels of dinner. So there's some good eating, at least for a night or so.
Assuming
Edgar, I'm sorry we couldn't have shark for dinner, but I'm sure crab will taste just great. We just have to put it in a boiling pot of water. Oh wait,
you
we
can
don't have
cook
a pot.
it over an open fire too.
Oh,
Good
I've only
roasted
cooked
crab.
I've never had roasted crab. We don't usually
not.
have fires on the ship. We just use the coal, or I think he uses coal to cook the food. I don't talk to the cook that much.
But what is
Right.
the last clue on the last pylon?
Well, now let's be clear. You have learned 2 of the clues. There are 2 more.
Then what are the last 2?
The third clue, as you scan the pylon, it says the jaguar only visits the lagoon to drink, then leaves. And
How is
the
leaves
last
spelled?
how is leaves spelled? Leaves.
Anyway.
The last clue says the gullible anchor has no rust issues.
So to recap the clues, the hole is inland, but not inland.
Mm-hmm.
It's buried underneath a crusty layer.
A treasure lies beneath a crusty layer on the beach.
Then the jaguar goes to the lagoon to drink
Then
and then leaves. And then what was the last one again?
The gullible anchor has no rust issues.
We can't trust any of these clues. I've been tricked too many times from maps. Rust sounds just like trust. Did you say the anchor has no trust issues? Wait.
The gullible anchor has no
It was a
trust issues.
gullible anchor.
All right. And as you convene on the beach, and the sun reaches its zenith, this seems like a great moment to take a pause. We are playing with Edgar,
Hello there.
Bobby,
Hey.
and Freya.
I'm not a gullible anchor.
And we will be back soon with the second part of this episode.
I'll see you all after the break. Today's mid-episode shout-out is, quote, to the environment advocate Greta. Your tireless efforts to protect our planet inspire me every day. Your work truly makes a difference. End quote. You can arrange for us to read your shout-out at firebreathingkittenspodcast.com. Did you know we have a paperback, ebook, hardcover, and audiobook adaptations of our adventures on Amazon and Audible? Is there an episode of Fire Breathing Kittens that would make someone you know smile? Telling them about it would help us. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Fire Breathing Kittens, part 2 of this episode of Tiny Pirates. Bobby, have you heard from the internet today?
I unfortunately have not heard from the internet, but if you'd like to leave a review, it helps us be found by people who would like that. And if you'd like, please refer a friend to this episode.
Excellent. Freya, why don't you give us a little recap on what happened in the first half of our episode?
Well, we shipwrecked on an island. We woke up and the ship was in splinters. Then, as we were looking around, we saw there were some pylons with writing on them, and Bobby decided to go for a swim, and the sharks attacked him, and we fought the shark off, and then I realized I actually had a telescope in my pocket, so I took that out and reread some clues, and then Bobby started digging in the ground and found some crabs, and we fought them, and then we read the rest of the clues. And Bobby, I think we need to talk about impulse control.
But There's a great treasure. We have to find it. It could be on this island. The clues are lying to us, obviously.
Well, at least some of them are, potentially.
We can't trust a gullible anchor. Or the rust. Trust? Rust? True. Maybe the gullible anchors they won't rust, so they don't. They think they don't, but they actually do.
What was the exact wording again? I feel like we should write down the exact wording of these.
Here are the 4 clues.
Hold on,
Okay.
let me get something. Let me type them because I can't read my own handwriting. Okay, 4 clues.
4 clues. The hull is not inland, but it is inland. A
That was the
treasure
hull?
lies...
The whole or the,
The hull. The hull. Hull.
is not inland.
Inland, but it is inland.
Okay.
A treasure lies beneath a crusty layer on the beach.
The treasure.
The jaguar only visits the lagoon to drink, then leaves. The gullible anchor has no rust issues.
We need to go find this hole. There's another shipwreck somewhere, and somebody came to ride on these pylons.
Thank you. I am noticing that we've got a lot of emphasis put around certain words and clues here, specifically inland, crusty, leaves, and rust, which doesn't seem to be much of a sentence on its own, so I suppose it's not inland, crusty, leaves, rust, unless I'm missing something.
Yes. Thanks for the good detail, Freya.
And what did I read of the main pylon, or is that important?
Yeah, I can read it for you. Spirits guard this something land with many treasures something at hand. Be watchful of something, my clues, lest you miss out on something rescue.
All right, so I'm going to look around where we are to see if there is anything else out of place or writing on anything or
Okay.
anything.
Okay. So you're going to, where specifically are you going to scout around?
Well, I assume there's not too much visible on the water because that would stand out. So I would look towards the land.
Okay. Okay. Well, as you kind of take your spyglass and scout, or scan around, you definitely see that the beach is, as I mentioned, a big, wide sandy beach. It's actually, as since you guys had this scuffle with the crabs, you do see that there's a bit of a hole in the beach, and maybe something gleaming in the hole. Further inland, you do see that there's jungle that starts pretty close to the beach. You see birds and things sailing above the jungle, and you don't see like signs or anything. You don't see any visible paths into the jungle. You're gonna definitely be bushwhacking if you go in there.
Okay.
Well, we see a potential hole, and I believe that's at least one of the clues. Perchance.
Somebody started digging before me. Perfect. Bobby runs up to the hole and wants to see.
Yeah,
how
Bobby,
deep
this
it
is actually no. This is where you
Okay.
were digging in, and
Oh,
where
okay.
you uncovered these crabs. And now that the crabs are out of the way, you can see that there's something beneath the sand.
Perfect. I want to try to uncover it fully.
Okay, it takes a bit. Takes a bit of time because as you start uncovering or digging it out, you see that it's a some sort of like curved wooden thing, and it is not small.
Would it
Oh.
perhaps be a hull that is
This looks
inland?
like the hull of a ship,
Yeah,
and it's not inland. Oh, perfect.
but it is in
Big.
land.
Oh.
Okay.
Is there anything written on this hole?
Where you would expect to see the name of a ship, time and weather have bleached and faded whatever was written there.
Well, this clue let us know where, that we just have a hole that all weathered. What do we do with this?
We are trying to get off of this island, I would assume.
Oh, wait. If we fully uncover it, we might be able to use it as a boat.
But
I think
more
that's a
text.
great idea.
I think we should... So, that's the first one. And that's the hull is inland, but not... Or inland, not inland, but inland. And we found that, I think. And the treasure lies beneath a crusty layer on the beach. I think
this seems like a crusty layer as well.
Yeah, I agree. So then the next one is about the jaguar.
The jaguar.
So
Yeah.
perhaps we should search for a lagoon?
Well, let's finish uncovering this hole and see if it can
Yes, let's-
float in water.
Well,
We should see what it is
she
first.
said it's really big. We don't have shovels. And it's the heat of the day.
It might take you all day to uncover this, and possibly into tomorrow, especially if, again, you're working during the heat of the day.
So I think we should go
Never
explore
mind.
other things and then come
Okay.
back to this.
Whatever this woman says, I think that I agree
Bobby's
with it.
gonna grab a stick to mark the location of where it is in case it gets covered up again from the waves.
Good
Okay.
thinking.
Well,
Very,
smart boy.
very smart.
If I had to guess, we're on some sort of magical island, perhaps. And I think we have to drink at the lagoon, and then we can leave.
Maybe.
So
but we
am
have
I
to
a jaguar now? That
You
would
look
be cool.
You're built like one. You're super strong. You helped me
Oh,
pull
thank
that
you.
shark. I mean, it was all you, basically.
It really felt like nothing. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, yeah, let's... I want to go to the crust... Does anything look crusty around here? Like crusty land?
You mean
Well, I think-
besides the 3 crustaceans that you have set aside for
Beside-
dinner?
Yeah, besides that, is there any sand that looks a little more salty and hard than other sand?
I'm not going to make you roll for this. No.
Okay.
All of the beach kind of has the same consistency.
Well, you should use your spyglass and see if you can see any lagoons from here. There is a lot of foliage, but usually they're inland. Inland, not inland.
There's a distinction there. It's coming up a little more than I'm used to.
Do I see any potential lagoons?
You see very dense jungle.
No, I don't see any lagoons.
All right, well, I've got some
Um,
serrated knives right here, so let's go cut up some forest.
Well, I think perhaps actually the smartest thing to do would be find where the water comes out of the island, because eventually it's going to flow to the ocean, and if we follow the stream, we might find a lagoon rather than wandering into the jungle. Just a thought.
All right, we'll do that so long as I get to cut some wood.
Undoubtedly you will.
Edgar is very happy at this prospect.
All right, so it sounds like Freya, you're going to do some outdoors woman craft here.
Yes.
All right.
Or at
I
least
think
walk down the
that's-
beach looking for where the water comes out of the jungle, because I assume that if there's a lagoon, there has to be something feeding it, which means there's running water, and that'll eventually all end up in the ocean.
Bold assumption. Go ahead and roll a check for me, please. You might be able to use educated for this.
I was
If you
going to
want
ask.
to say that you read that in a book.
I did. I read Swiss Family Robinson, maybe.
Sounds good.
Oh, thank God for that advantage, because I got a 1, a 2, and a 5.
Nice. All right. Then we'll say that you find like a very, very small little like tributary that is indeed flowing out of the forest, the jungle, and trickles down into the ocean.
Edward, I think we found our spot to start cutting into the jungle.
Well, I don't know who Edward is, but I should get right on to that.
You know what I mean.
All right, Edgar, you're going to bushwhack
That
into
I
the
am.
jungle. All right.
Yes.
All right. Roll a check for me. This is not a success or failure. It's a little bit more like, how well are you going to do?
Yeah, hacking and slashing, and I rolled a 6 and a 4.
Okay. So you begin hacking your way into the jungle, and it is definitely dense foliage. Thankfully, around where this stream cuts through is a little bit less dense, but it's definitely tough going, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're going pretty slowly. Fortunately, you're out of the direct sun because there is plenty of canopy in this jungle. It is very green and very shady. And as you are working your way inland, not inland, but inland.
There it is again.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
It keeps coming up.
You start realizing that you're hearing, like, the jungle is a noisy place. You hear birds calling. You hear many insects. At one point, I think you think you may have heard and maybe even seen a snake. There's a lot of wildlife in here, and you're taking just a short break because this is sweaty work. By the way, what did you guys do with the crabs? Taking them with you?
I think put them on the stick, mark in the hull, and we'll come back for them.
Yeah, they're on the stick that's marking the hole.
Okay. So as you're taking a short break, and you all kind of realize this, the jungle goes eerily silent. What do?
Hello? Can you hear me? It's so quiet out
I
here.
think we should get back to back, because if there's actual jaguars on this island, they're ambush predators.
Well, maybe we should be
that's
quiet
just like
too.
me. I'm an ambush predator.
Well, I
Yeah.
think they may have gotten the jump on us on this one.
No one gets the jump on my jumping. I
Except
jump the
for a
jumps that
shark.
other people jump.
Except
I
for a
don't-
shark and some crabs.
It's
I don't
super
know what you're
quiet.
talking
so
about. I eliminated that shark with ease.
I think we should be fine.
It was
Let's
an
just keep
easy
going as we
fight.
were.
What's a tiger? It's just a shark on land, but smaller.
Tiger, lion, panther, doesn't matter.
All the
It's
same
me.
thing.
Freya's going to position herself between the two big, strong, overly confident men.
Okay.
We just need to find this lake and we'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
Edgar is so confident that he calls out to the wild, "Why don't you come out of hiding then?"
Edgar, roll a test for me with advantage.
That is a 1, a 2, and a 6.
Okay. So as you call out to the jungle itself, apparently, you hear the very, very faintest sound somewhere not too far away. It sounds like rumbling. No, purring. What do you do?
Well, it's one of those big cats out there. Go on now. Wait, which direction was that coming from?
We'll say it's coming from off to your left.
Edgar turns to his left and starts hacking and slashing that way, away from the water.
Okay.
There's some monster over here trying to get us to leave the path, and I think we ought to take care of it.
Bobby, what do you do?
Yeah. We can take care of it, or we can just go quick and it won't bother us, right?
But if we go quick, it's gonna bother us, because what it wants us to do is pretend it's not there, or surprise us, So what we gotta do is take it by surprise by being really loud.
How about we just start banging sticks together as we walk down?
I like this idea. Scare it
loud
off.
noises.
So I would
will
like to use
keep animals away.
I would like to use educated to see if Freya knows anything about jaguars, because
Sure.
the player knows that a jaguar is not a bear. If it's stalking us,
Freya's
knows
over
we're
here
here.
giving me a
Noise
look
isn't
like
gonna
I'm
help.
stupid.
they like to jump from high trees and behind us.
Oh, goodness.
So I get advantage when I
Yeah. Go ahead.
check to
roll
see.
it.
A 6, a 5, and a 3.
Okay. So what is it that you're looking for knowledge about this, about jaguars?
How they hunt and potentially how to scare them away or make them not want to hunt me.
Be bigger than them seems to be the prevailing advice.
Well, I'm a halfling, so that one's out.
Yep. Make a lot. Be threatening.
All right, Eddie, keep doing what you're doing.
And given
You
that
got
you had,
it.
given that you had 2 really solid successes on that roll, I will give you this. Like many cats, jaguars do purr. It's one of their vocalizations. But like most wild cats, they mainly purr as a self-soothing response.
Oh.
Oh, we're making
That
it
wasn't
scared.
like I'm excited and I'm going to jump on something and kill it kind of purr. Can I use my charismatic trait on an animal? I guess I'd probably have to see it and know it's there. I wouldn't just respond to my cooing from the tree line.
Yeah, but I will allow you to use it if you are face to face with it.
So I tell that information to Edgar that I don't actually think it was hunting us. I think it was either stressed or hurt, so maybe we can find it and maybe help it?
Oh. Well, in that case, would you like to lead the way over to it and see if we can help it out?
Well, I'll certainly try.
Wonderful. I'll
Well,
quiet
I
down
know
then.
Captain Blackbeard loved his pets, so jaguars are probably just like dogs, right? We can
I would
feed
imagine
it a
more
little
like
bit.
cats.
Oh, did we bring those crabs? I don't remember.
No, we left them
No,
at the
they're on
beach.
the stick.
Oh,
You left
that's
them on the
right.
beach.
Now that I think about it, some seagulls might get to them before we do, but that's all right.
We should.
Ah, well.
What were we thinking? A road snack is
Don't bring
always
dead
nice.
animals into a jungle that could kill us.
Seagulls are good eating too.
Yeah.
That's true.
Do I
Sky
see any
chickens.
seagulls in the air?
So
I shoot one down?
Can Freya track this back?
All right, so that's your intention?
Yes.
Okay, Freya, I think that's just going to be a straight test.
A 5 and a 3.
Very nice. All right. You start tracking, and maybe it's your history as a provider of food stuff for your family or something, but you are able to sort of track it back to where you see there is a jaguar that has been that has taken a position in a tree. It's on a lower tree branch, still over 10 feet up. And yeah, it could probably drop on you, except it is kind of in this defensive crouch, and periodically it turns to lick its tail and then like gets back into its crouch.
Well, I'm going to
The
do...
purring has turned to a low growl.
I'm going to do what all cat owners do when their cats are defensive and hurt. I'm going to look not at them in the eye, but I'm going to look in their direction, and I'm going to go, "Here, kitty, 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 let me help you with your tail." Can I roll charisma and see if that works?
Yes, you may. And you may roll with advantage because of that charisma.
Oh, thank God for advantage. 1, 2, 6.
Nice. All right. So the jaguar, when you do that, the jaguar doesn't it doesn't react in any particular. It's cats, right? It doesn't react in any particular way, but it allows you to come closer, and you can see that its tail has apparently been badly pinched by some sort of creature, and it's become infected.
Oh no!
Can I use my healer trait
You
to
absolutely
try?
can.
Come on, don't fail me now, rolls. I want to show you so you know I'm not lying. Can you see what that says?
I can't, but I see that the total is
Double
12. So I'm going to
sixes.
guess
Yeah.
that's boxcars, isn't it?
Double 6s, baby.
All right. So the jaguar, when you bandage her, she kind of squirms. She still doesn't like it, right?
She's a cat.
And yeah, she's a cat. And she hisses at you, like spits at you, and kind of she swipes at you, but with her claws retracted.
It was a thump, not a scratch.
It's a warning, not an attack. And like to Edgar and Bobby, it probably looked like she was trying to kill you, like, you know, as you would assume, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, careful, woman.
Naughty kitty, I'm trying to help, but I'm gonna.
If she'll let me scratch her behind her ears and then go back to the tail.
And you, when you're done bandaging her up, and you can't really bandage a tail so much, but you are
Right.
able to apply salves and like ointment and even like a numbing herb on it. And when you're done, she like stalks away from you a few paces, but doesn't entirely leave. And then she sits down and she starts licking her tail. But she's not attacking you.
Leaning over to Bobby, Edgar says, I thought the jaguar visited the lagoon and then leaves. It's not leaving.
But we're not at the lagoon, are we?
I'm going
that's
to
right.
hop down.
But Edgar, I think we all need to introduce ourselves to this panther. So I'm gonna
Jaguar. And
Yeah,
GM, please let me take this home as a pet so that I can have a pet jaguar in future adventures.
So Bobby runs up to the jaguar and starts petting it like a dog.
Okay. Roll a test. Do you have any animal handling skills or charisma or anything like that?
Yeah. So one of my traits is charismatic.
Okay.
So
Oh my god, that means all three of us got the charismatic trait. I love it.
Yeah.
perfect.
A very good looking bunch here. So, so Bobby, go ahead and roll. I will let you use charismatic on this.
Okay.
Understand your approach of just running up to pet the kitty.
Oh
is
yeah, it's horrible, but it's super frightening.
Right.
Okay. Oh, good. It was a 2 and a 6.
Okay.
So
So the jaguar, when you just run up and start putting your hands on her without like approaching carefully and doing all the things that Freya did, she hisses, bats at you, and then like leaps away a few paces, and kind of crouches, but she does not attack you.
Got it.
Freya's going to look at Edgar and go, we're going to have to put that boy on a leash.
And then Bobby's like, okay, and then starts walking up slowly to see if he can try and pet it for real this time.
Okay. So and because you succeeded at your charismatic role there, the jaguar will allow you to approach, but I don't think she's going to be wild about you touching her.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe you need a little leverage for that.
I've got the big stick.
A different kind of leverage.
Oh no.
I'm going to hand him a bandage and tell him to wiggle it around. A dangling string.
Oh, perfect. I'll grab the bandage from off my leg and tie it to a long stick.
You know,
The
you
bloody
need that
bandage?
bandage. You need that bandage to keep those two health.
I know.
hit
I'll
points,
take
you know.
away the hit points. It's fine.
Oh no.
Do you know how
I'm like-
hard I had to roll for those hit points?
Oh yeah, it took 3 tries.
You're just dangling a bloody bandage at this guy.
So
Actually,
I'm dangling in front of the
okay,
jaguar.
Freya's actually going to stop him from dangling blood in front of a potential hungry jaguar. Be like,
Predator.
This is what you told me
Bobby.
to do.
no, I was handing you a clean bandage so you can play with the kitty, not give it your scent and make yourself a meal, boy.
So before I finish taking out the bandage, you hand me the clean one. I got it.
Yes, and she's going to say, I worked too hard and failed twice to put them on. Don't make me do it again, please.
She might be hungry too, son.
Then I'll try to tie the clean bandage on there, and then dangle it.
Okay, so you're gonna try to like kind of entice with a string of some kind that
A
is
makeshift
not
cat toy.
Yeah, all right. So the jaguar, look, the jaguar's had a bad day. Okay. And if you've ever tried to play with a cat that just came back from the vet, it's like that. So she's a little hesitant to engage with you, but she doesn't run away. She doesn't attack you, and she is hanging nearby. You know that look that cats get when they're like, I'm here in your presence, and that's the best you can expect from me right now?
You're welcome.
Yeah, right, exactly. She's like that.
So,
yeah.
do you
then
think
Bobby's
maybe we
gonna
should
say, you still have that spyglass, right? Is there any
Yes.
sun poking through the foliage that he could like make kind of like a laser pointer with the spyglass on the ground?
the cat's not going to play with us, son. I think we need to move on to the lagoon.
Let's go to the lagoon then.
Don't we have to follow the jaguar to the lagoon?
No, the jaguar goes to the
Lagoon and
lagoon.
leaves.
It drinks and then
leaves.
it leaves. So we're probably close to the lagoon then if it's leaving.
I
Was-
would assume
Is
so,
it leaving
perhaps.
or going there? Should
Who
wait,
knows?
if only I could understand jaguars, then I could ask.
It sure doesn't seem like you understand this one.
Well, I'm going to look at the cat and just, on the off chance it's a magical island, ask, do you know where the lagoon is by any chance, and could you lead us there? I know I'm talking to a cat, but you never know.
The cat begins to give herself a bath.
Okay,
But,
well, you know, it was worth a shot.
Bobby,
Starts
didn't
playing
scare this
cello,
one.
you know.
She's real
Uh,
cute.
so when Freya asks the cat if it could lead us to the lagoon, Bobby's gonna try to like pretend to be the cat's voice.
What do you say?
You'll say, "Oh yes, it's just down. Just keep following the river. It's just down there."
Oh, thank you, Mittens.
You've named the cat Mittens.
Of course I've named the cat Mittens. Look at her.
I was going to name it Taylor because its tail was wounded.
Well, maybe we should call her Taylor Mittens. I like
There
that.
we go. Taylor Mittens. The
Taylor
third.
Mittens.
And then
The
again
third.
in the cat voice, Bobby will say, "I prefer Mick Jagger."
Are you
Oh,
actually
no.
trying to trick us,
Yeah.
or
Yes,
I don't like that one.
me either. And Bobby just talks normal. Mittens is a great name. I don't know why the cat wants to be called Mick Jagger. That's so weird.
So where do you guys go next?
Bobby,
I'm
you're
gonna
not
keep
making
GM.
sense.
keep following the stream till we find a lagoon?
Okay.
I second that.
Yep.
All right, you keep going upstream then, having dealt with the jaguar. You keep going upstream, and like another half hour or so passes. Whacking your way through the jungle. Edgar, roll a test for me with advantage.
That is a 254.
Okay, Edgar, you're being followed.
Oh, is it the cat behind us? And he takes a look.
You stop and check. It takes you a minute to spot it because it's a jaguar in a jungle. But yes, she is at a marked distance following the party.
She got airplane ears, or
She doesn't seem to be hunting, just
Okay.
following.
I just saw you two know. Taylor Mittens over there is following us, but I don't think it means much of anything.
Oh, I thought you were looking back to see if we were still following you. Okay.
Oh, no. No, man, you're right here.
Yeah. I was just a little confused, okay?
You've been
That makes
through
sense.
quite a day, I understand.
I'm getting a little tired. We've been...
It's all right, we'll get you back
Continue
to
on.
camp and get you some nice crabs then.
Yes. Oh,
Come
I feel
along,
like we're-
Taylor Mittens.
Okay, so you keep going?
Yep.
All right. Eventually, you smell it before you see it. You can smell fresh water, and you can hear a definite change in the sound of the insects around you. It's hard to describe, but inside the jungle, there's sort of this oppressive, mosquito-laden kind of feel. And as you get closer to the lagoon, it kind of opens up. There's a little bit of a breeze. And you come to essentially a landlocked lake.
It looks like there's a landlocked lake, otherwise known as a pond right here.
Whoa.
Oh, wait,
It's a lagoon.
lagoon. Oh my goodness.
Bobby is going to look for any jaguar tracks to see like where they drink from. And then
Well, actually,
Yeah.
when you start looking around, you realize that sticking out of the center of the lagoon is a tall wooden pole. Probably, it sticks out at least 20 feet.
bring out your spyglass. Is there any words on it?
Are there?
No, but when you look at it, that's definitely a mast.
Wait a minute.
There's
Is
a
this
ship down
island
there.
a boat? Is this island just a giant boat? How wide is this thing? Wait a minute.
This is,
And then Edgar
We-
takes a look and sees how wide the mast is.
The mast is like a couple feet wide at well, probably a little less than that at the where it comes out of the water. So hard to say exactly how wide it is at its actual base.
Oh, never mind. It looks pretty normal, but someone might have built a wide boat.
But with our knowledge of ships, since we were just on one and we have a pirate among us, with as big as we can see of the mast, do we have any idea of how big this ship would be?
Yeah, this would be a decent sized vessel for sure. It's
Like
I don't
island-sized vessel?
no, like pirate ship sized.
so
Edgar's just got an active imagination.
once Bobby sees the mast, he's gonna dive into the lagoon and just want to see if he can see the rest of the boat.
We really are a jump in first, think later
I knew
crowd,
I could
huh?
count on you, Bobby. Yes. So
Whoa.
you dive in and start swimming for the mast. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Roll a test for me.
Okay. 5 and a 2.
Okay. So you make it to the mast, and as soon as you you break the surface of the water and grab a hold of it.
Yep.
Okay. And as soon as you grab hold of it, you hear laughter.
Perfect.
That tickles.
I want to dive into the water and see
Okay.
if I can see more of the ship, if there is one, because it looks like a mast. So
Yeah. So you dive down and you see that the mast seems to go pretty far into like the silt at the bottom of the
oh boy.
lagoon. Yeah.
Bobby, the
Oh.
mast is talking to you.
Then I'll come back up to the surface. I thought
Bobby,
there'd be a
man.
nice ship that we could salvage from here, but it's too buried
But
in
it's
the water.
talking to you, man. It said it
Your name's
tickles.
Bobby? Your name's Bobby?
Oh my
Like,
goodness.
You Bob? You Bob? You just
no.
bobbed for the mast.
Wait. What? Where are you?
Oh goodness, we got
And
fairies.
he wants to look around to see if he can find the source of this laughing.
Okay. Roll a test for me.
Did we
4 and
hear-
a 1.
A 4 and a 1.
Yeah.
You can't spot it. You're not sure where it's coming from. Yeah, Freya, you all heard the giggling and the laughter and the joking.
Okay. Bobby, tickle
Yes.
the mast again. I think it's the ship itself talking to us. When you grabbed it, it said it tickled.
Okay, I'll start shaking the mast.
You start shaking the mast.
Well, that's quite a euphemism right there. I'm going to be using that one back at the home, boys, back at the bar.
I would also remind you,
Tell me, boys, I'm shaking the mast.
Bobby is a 15-year-old boy, so he's probably already done that.
But he has. No wonder he's so skilled at it over here. No wonder it tickles.
No, Bobby's 18. I have his
Oh, he's
character
18?
sheet. He looks
18.
Oh, I
like
thought
he's
he said
18.
it was... For some reason, I thought he was 15.
there was somebody
Either way,
that was
though.
on the ship that was wrecked. That
Yes,
was
the
15.
15-year-old
Okay.
was little Johnny Cricket. Or
Okay.
Joey Cricket, I believe. He's this not old guy, but like old, Joey Cricket. He's just an NPC that Edgar's encountered a couple times that
Okay.
kind of has just an affinity for getting in trouble.
Well, possibly
But
not
anyway.
anymore.
Yeah, he might be dead.
Okay, so Bobby, what do you do?
Yeah.
Grabbing and shaking the
Yeah.
mast.
Grabbing and shaking the mast.
And you hear woo, woo, as you like shake, you give a good rattle to the mast, and when you pause for a second, the voice says, "Do it again."
Boy, we're right here. What are you doing?
Oh, so you had fun. Okay. Do you know how we can get off this island?
Why would you want to leave the island?
We kind of crashed here.
Oh, that's very sad.
How long have you been here?
I don't understand the question.
Oh, what's your name?
I don't understand the question.
Oh, well, my name's Bobby. That's what
Hi,
you
Bobby.
can call me. What can I call you?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll call you Masty.
Okay. That's like a name.
That's a name, yeah.
You just gave me a name?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
Hold on a
dangerous,
second.
lad.
And then you hear
Wait.
like this splash, even though you can't see what made the splash. And then like a couple seconds later, okay, I'm back.
Oh, where'd you go, Masty?
I went to tell my friends that I have a name.
Oh, how many friends do you have?
I have lots of friends.
Masty, can you
And-
come up on shore so we can see ya?
You can't see me?
I don't know where you are, darling.
Can you see me?
I'm right here.
Can you come up on
Okay.
shore and be right here?
I don't know. How strong is Bobby?
Pretty strong.
Okay, Bobby, drag me to shore.
Okay, and then I'll just grab at the air.
Oh,
No,
okay.
not that. Don't drag Alfred to shore. Drag me to shore.
Oh, okay. And then I'll just pretend like I'm throwing somebody away. And then I'm going to try to dislodge the mast and bring the mast to shore.
Okay, this is going to definitely use all of your strength, and we'll say your acrobatic trait
Okay.
to get some leverage on it and pull it free.
Got it. 1, 2, and a 4.
Well, maybe you need more strength or a friend to help you.
Edgar,
But-
get out of here. I
But
need your help.
Masty is very encouraging. Masty's like, yeah, keep going. I'm sure you can do it.
Oh, you want me
Masty.
to shake the mast with you? All right.
You're the strong one here. You brought the shark to shore. I barely did
Takes
anything.
a little more grip strength.
Masty, what was that splash we heard when you said you were talking to your friends?
Oh, that? I can just do that. And then you hear splashes like all around Bobby and Edgar.
Okay, so here's what I think is going on, guys. I think there are a ton of boats on this island, and we're talking to the spirit of the boat. I think if we would have tried to touch the one in the sand, it would have talked to us.
You did touch the one in the sand. It did not talk
Oh.
to you.
Never
Yeah.
mind then. I'm wrong.
I mean, you didn't touch a mast on it, but you touched the hull.
That's true.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, Edgar, you're going out to help?
That I am.
Okay. All right. So between the two of you, I will let you roll, and I will say that this is going to be a regular non-advantaged roll, but because you're helping each other, you will succeed on a 4, 5, or 6.
So one of us rolls?
One of you should roll.
Okay.
You've got it, man.
Okay, I got it. Ah, perfect. We're so focused. I got a 2 and a 4.
Okay, well, the 4 is all you needed. So between the two of you, you managed to lever the mast out of the muck, out of the silt. And because it is a wooden mast, it does actually float. And you're able to push it over to the shore. And when the mast hits shore, the spirit says, "Hooray! You did haul me to the shore."
Oh, so I can see you. Yeah, I thought we couldn't see you. Now I know exactly where you are.
We have
Exactly.
to build the ship.
Did you find the anchor?
I thought the anchor was gullible.
And never rests.
Oh yeah, that's just a joke of mine.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait a second.
What did the jaguar have to do with anything then?
What do you mean?
Did you write these clues?
Of course I did.
Oh, then the jaguar who only visits the lagoon to drink and then leaves. What's that mean?
It means it doesn't live here.
Oh, so we
Oh.
should take the jaguar with us because it's an invasive species.
No, it doesn't live at the lagoon. Silly. You're
Oh,
silly.
alright.
What's your name? I have a name. My name is Masty.
I'm going to choose not to tell you my name because I know about fairies.
Oh, what's
I
a
learned
fairy?
about those. Oh, never mind. That's Edgar.
Ooh, that's a nice name.
Oh, if you like that, you should try my last one. My last name's Luminor.
Luminar.
That's right. Something like that.
Neat. Bobby,
Anyway,
do you have a
alright.
last name too?
Yeah, it's Orbit.
Orbit. Ooh.
Well, you're learning so many new words.
I am. This is cool.
When did you get separated from
Orbit.
the rest of your friends? Do you know?
What's that?
So you're part of a family, right? And you got separated from them? Or what happened? You're all alone here in this lagoon.
I'm not alone. I have 3
But
new
you-
friends.
You're right. And we're glad that we're here.
Although I don't know all of my friends' names, but that's okay because I assume that she doesn't have a name because I understand how that goes when you don't have a name. It's okay. Maybe my friend Bobby will give you a name.
Maybe he will sometime. Do you happen to know where the anchor is?
Her name's Freya, by the way.
Yep.
Ooh, that's a pretty name.
Freya's
good
gonna
at,
kick Edgar in the shin and say, "Don't give
Ow.
away what isn't yours, boy."
Oh, my apologies.
No, we just call her Grandma.
I don't.
Ooh, that's a nice name too.
But do you know where your anchor is, love?
Yes.
Can you
Could
tell us
you
where it is?
Tell us.
Nope.
It's in Gullible Town. Isn't that right?
Can you can't or you won't?
I can't.
Oh, I
Can you
thought that
tell
was...
us what's around it?
Huh.
Ooh. Nope, I can't.
Is it on the island?
Yes.
If it has no rust issues, maybe it's just specifically not in the water? I don't know.
Or maybe it's in the lagoon as well, because it's less likely to rust in fresh water than salt water.
I'm going to try to use my charismatic trait here for a moment and see if I can kind of sweet talk some information out of this spirit by means of like flattery.
Okay.
You came up with quite the skilled riddles here. I'm very impressed. I just would like to ask, what led your brilliant mind to coming up with that line about no rust issues? It sounds like trust. I thought it was quite amusing.
Go ahead and roll.
That is a 6, a 5, and a 2.
Okay. Why, thank you. I was very proud of that one myself.
That's good. That's not much of an... Oh, that's good. Thank you.
I mean, no rust issues. Get it? Because it's an anchor
Yes, it's very funny. I mean, honestly,
and it's not rusted. Get it?
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
But
No, never mind.
You said you didn't find it though.
No, that's
Yeah.
correct.
Oh.
We
Okay.
haven't
I
found
had
it.
an idea, but then I realized it wasn't an idea, so I
So
said
nasty.
never mind.
Why isn't it rusted?
Well, that's a good question, isn't it? Maybe because of where it is. I mean, I didn't say that. I can't say that.
Oh, because of where it is. So what's
Do
the
either
least
of you
rust?
know what rust works like?
Why can't you tell us that?
You know
Do
how
you
like
not know?
you know how like there's like rules and stuff that people have to follow.
Yes.
So there's rules and stuff for spirits.
But aren't rules made to be broken?
That sounds really fun, and I want to do that, but I don't think I can. Not these
You
kinds
can
of rules.
You can certainly try.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna break a rule, and then you see that the mast, like starts to creak and crackle.
Masty, stop. Don't break the rules. Don't break the rules. My bad.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's good, because that didn't feel very good. But I was going to try.
I think this one's rules might be written in stone into its very existence.
Yeah. Or whatever
yeah, it's
brought
written
it to
into
life.
the 6 stones out in the water.
Oh wait, that's funny. Wait, 6?
There's
Yeah.
6 stones.
We saw
I thought
5.
there were 5.
Oh, well, maybe there's only 5 now.
Well,
That's okay.
let me ask you a question. So we know that the hull is not inland, but is inland. And that was very funny too, I must admit. I know that there is a treasure that lies beneath a crusty layer on the beach. We did find that. There was the jaguar, I've told you about that before, and there's the anchor, which we've been talking about back and forth. And there was something about spirits garden, something land. Was there another one that we were meant to see that was not there anymore?
No, there's another stone, but I didn't write on it.
Oh, all right. That's okay.
I was trying
Thank
to
you.
come up with a really clever thing to say about a mast, but I couldn't think of anything, so I just kind of left it.
That's all right, Masty. Thank you.
But if I think of something, I'm going to be right there.
Yeah, save
Yeah,
the
that'll
mast
help
for
you
last.
right. Did you just say what I think you said, Bobby?
Yep, save the mast for last.
Thank you.
Oh, that's smart. Bobby, you're really smart.
Oh, thank you.
So, Masty, how did you write on these rocks?
Oh, well, kind of like this, and you see that like a pebble that's on the shore, just starts to. It's almost like it's etching with acid, but there's nothing on it, and it just sort of becomes etched with a letter.
So Masty has some magical powers that she can write and speak and communicate.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, Masty, could you draw a picture of me on a stone? I've never had my portrait done.
No, I can't. I don't know what you look
should.
like.
I thought you said you could see me though.
I could see you.
Oh, but you don't know what I look like.
Not really.
So it's more like it senses us.
Got it. Do you
I
mind
can see
if
your
we?
spirit. You are clearly very smart.
Yes. Could you draw a depiction of my spirit, how you see it?
In a stone?
Yeah.
How big is the stone?
Just do a little stone.
I can't
Should be
draw
fine.
that small.
Okay.
You have a big
how
spirit.
about a big boulder?
Is there a big boulder here?
Do I
Can
see
you bring
any
me a big boulder? Bring me a big boulder and I'll do it.
Do I see any
So
big
wait,
boulders
if-
around?
No.
If your
Okay.
range is limited, how did you draw on the rocks all the way down in the ocean?
What do you mean?
Could you draw his spirit on one of the rocks in the ocean?
Yes. Yes, I could.
Great.
Would you
Can
do,
you do
that,
now?
for him?
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Well, we'll see it on our way out. Maybe.
Masty, do you mind if we carry you down to the beach?
No, let's go on an adventure.
Perfect.
I
But
would
you're gonna
say
need
we should.
you're gonna need the anchor, that's for sure.
Yes.
I wonder if the other thing we're missing is the sails.
Well, there's nothing in the riddles about sails, so I think let's solve the problem she's given us before we make up any of our own.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
We have enough problems already. 99 problems. The
All right,
sales
so
won't
are
be
you
one.
gonna haul the mast down to the beach?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
hold on. Maybe let's see if let's see if Masty can answer this question. Is the anchor closer to here or closer to the beach?
I can't answer that.
Okay, then let's take it down to the beach.
Okay. So go ahead and roll with Bobby with your acrobatic your acrobat trait.
A 6 and a 5 and a 4.
Okay. All right. So the nice thing is that the lagoon being inland is actually higher elevation than the beach. So if you can clear enough of a path, it kind of rolls.
Oh, I was assuming we were just like guiding it down the stream.
The stream is not very large.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Rolling works.
Yeah,
too.
you're able to guide it down part way, but it's just not it's not very wide most of the way. But you are able to kind of get it down to the beach without having to haul and schlep it too far. By the time you get to the beach, it's late afternoon, and Edgar, on the way back to the beach, the jaguar, Taylor Mittens, apparently, has still been following you guys.
Oh, I think she's growing attached back there. Have you seen? Taylor Mittens is still following us.
Really? Sorry, I thought you looked back again to see if we were following you.
Bobby, you're right here.
You're right.
I'm not blind. Are you all right in the head?
I think so.
All right. When we get out of this, you better get that checked out, I think.
Okay.
Are the
I'll
crabs
talk
still
to a
there by any
psychiatrist.
chance?
Good question, Freya. Why don't you roll a test for me? Let's see how well you guys protected them from seagulls and things. Kind of your afterthought of, no, we leave them back on the stick. Sure.
Oops, wrong dice. With a 4 and a 1, no.
So when you get back, there is a little bit of crab meat kind of left in the sand around the stick. It's definitely been picked apart by the local water birds.
Edgar, what were we thinking? We should have brought him with us.
I don't know.
Either way, I'm exhausted. Let's just set up a fire and take a rest before we start looking for anything else. And then Bobby just lays on like above where the high tide line is in the sand, just like higher than that, and then he just lays down, gets ready to fall asleep.
Okay. Just sleep right there on the ground on the beach.
Yep.
Okay. Like dig out a little a little bed in the sand. Anybody else going to take some rest?
No, I'm not.
No, I want to get out of this place, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Bobby wants to sleep on the beach, and Edgar and Freya, you two are you want to keep going into the night. You don't really maybe you have a torch. I don't know, Freya. Do you have a torch?
I don't know. Do I? Let's find out. Oh, it's disadvantage. I have to roll again. Nope.
No torch?
Not with a 3.
No, not with the 3. All right.
Could we make a torch?
Yeah, you
I guess we have to
probably
start
could.
a fire then. I don't think Freya would know how to start a fire very well.
Who wants to work on setting up a fire?
I can do that.
Okay. It's a regular test.
All right. That is going to be a nice double 1.
Snake eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Okay. So you decide that you're gonna build a torch, and since you're not going to use the mast for kindling for this, I assume, you trek into the jungle a little ways to like gather, flammable things to wrap around your torch, and pretty soon you realize that you have gotten turned around in the jungle at dusk, and the jungle is alive with activity. You hear all kinds of creatures around you.
Oh, goodness.
Bats, birds, something slithering. What are you gonna
Oh,
do?
there's a snake out there. Ah, Freya.
You gonna start shouting for Freya's help?
Yeah.
All right. Freya.
Yes.
I'm gonna say that Edgar, like at first it's very faint, and then he starts getting louder, and you hear Edgar shouting for you from inside the jungle.
I would call back and tell him to follow the sound of my voice, but
Okay, sounds good.
I'm not going to the jungle at night with a familiar voice calling me into the jungle. Even if I know it's him, I'm not falling for that.
Oh no.
Sounds good. So Edgar,
Yes.
roll a test, just a regular test to see if you were able to navigate by Freya's voice in what is a rather disorienting jungle.
That's crazy. I just got double sixes after double ones.
Boxcars. Okay.
All right.
So you like start triangulate, like every so often you hear her call, and you'll hear it like bounce off of something, and you start like kind of figuring out, okay, which direction is it coming from, and you manage to stumble your way out of the jungle. You do, however, take 1 hit point of it's not so much a damage as it is an affliction. You've contracted what is effectively poison oak from like some sort of like irritating nettles that you've stumbled into out there in the jungle.
Got it.
And that is something my healer trait cannot actually fix. I can only fix wounds.
Yeah.
That's all right. Edgar can be itchy for a while.
Yeah.
And then Bobby's like, stop being so loud.
No, actually, healer trait can be used to cure poison, disease, and other physical ailments that are non-magical.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I read that as can't.
Huh.
My reading comprehension is not great.
Itchiness.
Freya, stop yelling. It's so loud.
Freya,
I'm trying to sleep.
do you want to try to apply that?
Oh, why not?
Okay.
Let's see if Freya brought her calamine lotion with her.
Yeah.
A 1 and a 5, so yes.
All right. So you're able to apply some numbing herbs. It's the same herbs you used on the jaguar's tail. Meanwhile,
guess...
Bobby complaining about the noise.
Yep.
Classy.
Then he doesn't even get up. He just complains about it, still laying down.
All right. So now what?
So where would a piece of iron not rust?
I have no idea.
Me neither. I am. There's not like a volcano on the island that would keep all the moisture away from somewhere, is there? This isn't a volcanic island.
You haven't seen evidence of volcanic activity directly on the island. I mean, it is a small island. It's probably formed volcanically, but you don't see anything.
There's no big smoking mountain in the center of the island.
No, that would have been smart.
If it's anything like
a better GM than me would have thought of that, but no.
If it's anything like Hawaii, one half of the island is like wet and luscious, and then the other half is super dry, because clouds form on the first half of the island, and on the second half, there's like nothing.
Well, let's give it a
shot. That's how
shot.
Hawaii is. So
I have never been.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't know about it until I went there. There's the wet side and the dry side, so we must be on the wet side, but Bobby's asleep.
But if Bobby were awake, this is something he would actually know about because he is a sailor.
He talked about it in his sleep.
Yeah, I was thinking he was sleep talking, and he's just like,
talking.
Hawaii's really interesting. And we're all like, what's Hawaii?
What's a Hawaii? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I need a decision from the party. Are you going to press on, or are you going to join Bobby in taking a rest? Because I
would
not
rather
really,
press on.
I do not really want a split party in this case.
After this moment of itchiness, I think Edgar's going to fall asleep.
All right, if it's 2 against 1, I'll stay.
Okay.
But if they're both sleeping, Freya's keeping watch.
Okay. All right. Freya, are you going to keep watch all night, or are you going to wake somebody up and have them take second watch and do like a normal rotation?
I'll wake Edgar up. I don't feel like Bobby would get up.
Okay.
And that's exactly correct, because Edgar is like, oh, second watch, of course.
Right. All right. So, Freya and then Edgar, please roll a regular test for me.
It's a 1 and a 5.
A 6 and a 3.
Okay. Freya, tell me, what encounter do you have and summarily deal with in the night?
I think, does it have to be a negative encounter?
It has to be somehow threatening to the party.
I think a jaguar comes out of the jungle, and at first I think it's Taylor Mittens, and then quickly realize it is not Taylor Mittens.
Ooh, okay.
But because I have spotted it, and there is a good bit of open ground between us and the jungle, just making eye contact with it is enough for it to slowly back into the woods and try to find easier prey.
Okay. Yeah, and you hold up your walking stick to let it know that you are ready to bonk it on the nose if it comes
You're not going to
closer.
ambush me.
Right. Yeah. Edgar, same question.
I'm gonna try to keep this from getting gross, but we didn't do anything about the shark body. So there's a lot of birds and insects picking at it now. Mm-hmm. And so because of that, Edgar spent a very uncomfortably long time in his shift swatting away very large biting flies that were trying to get at him in the party.
Probably some beetles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. All right. Yeah. All right. And somewhere around dawn, Edgar, you kind of doze off a little bit, feeling like it's, with the sun coming up, it's relatively safe to take a little nap. Freya, when you wake up, the sand is very soft. Also, it's moving a little bit.
Like crabs moving a little bit?
No, like it's heaving slightly. And when you pull yourself fully awake, you realize that your head has been resting on the side of a jaguar.
I'm going to look up slowly. Is it Taylor Mittens?
Man, I hope so. Yeah.
Be weird if it wasn't.
Would be weird. Yep.
Freya is going to reach up and give Taylor a scratch behind her ears and check her tail to make sure the herbs all worked and she has no infection.
The infection is going down. It's definitely, like, you can see the skin is healing a little bit. And when you reach up and like scritch behind her ears, Taylor Mittens licks your arm, but does that cat thing where she licks your arm, and then when you reach down to touch her tail, like she doesn't break the skin, but she catches your arm in her teeth.
Okay, I don't touch her tail again. I scratch her behind her ears again and just say, understood.
And she licks you again. Her breath stinks to high heaven.
Has she been eating the shark?
Probably.
Whew, kitty. We'll find you some mint or some catnip or something to get that taste out of your mouth.
All right. So,
Taylor, you don't
everybody
happen to
wakes
know
up.
where an anchor is, do you?
Oh.
That
She
was
just
very
kind of looks
tough.
at you, puzzled.
Are you talking to the cat again?
You never know. Look,
And then I
we were
bring out
talking to
my-
a mass earlier today. I don't think a talking cat would be too crazy of an idea.
I guess you're
From
right.
the master here. My name's Masty.
Yes, Masty.
What was that, Bobby?
Oh, I bring out the bandage stick again and dangle it in front of Taylor Mittens.
Taylor Mittens seems a little bit less inclined to shun you now. now that she's had, a good night's sleep and some delicious shark meat. So she plays pounce with the bandage, and you quickly realize that this bandage is in no way, shape, or form durable enough to put up with a jaguar playing with it.
Like, oh man, I thought this would last longer. Okay.
All right. What do you all do?
And then Bobby recounts what he said, sleep talking to them this morning.
About the dry side and the wet side.
I think the anchor's probably on the dry side of this island. If we, the quickest way would just go straight across, but the safest way would be to go around the sand to get there.
Let's do it then.
So we want to go quick, or do we want to go safe?
Let's go safe.
Okay. Yeah, we've encountered too many aggressive
Bugs.
animals here. Besides Taylor Mittens, she seems
You have
fine.
no idea how
Although,
many
when
beetles
Taylor
I've
Mittens was
stepped on.
following us, we didn't encounter anything on the island. So I think it
True.
actually wouldn't be a bad idea to go overland.
That is a fair point. Well, if you're
Maybe.
all right with that, Bobby.
Yeah, I think Taylor Mittens is a good predator, so yeah, we might as well just go straight through. It's just harder to navigate through the dense jungle. We might start going in circles if we try to go straight
Out of
across.
character, we have 10 minutes left. We need to decide right now what we're going to do because we're running out of time. We need to stop
Okay,
messing
we're going
around.
straight across.
All right. So you guys start trekking across land. I think I'm not going to make you roll for this because it doesn't move the story forward if you fail. So you trek across land, and eventually, with some side treks and a requisite amount of confusion in the jungle, you do in fact come to a moss-covered iron anchor. It's in the jungle, and as you kind of scout the area around, you realize that there's a kind of bedded down sort of a den for some kind of large cat nearby.
We found the kennel for Taylor Mittens. She can just go in there.
Aye.
And then Bobby is like thinking of the riddle, takes off his vest and starts like cleaning the moss off the anchor, just to make it shiny again.
Yep. And as you do so, you realize that in fact the anchor doesn't seem to have rusted at all up here.
I wonder why this anchor is gullible then.
And then I'm gonna say to the anchor, like while I'm touching it, "You're as light as a feather," and then try to pick it up.
Yeah, no, it's as heavy as a gigantic metal anchor. Yeah.
Did
It's
it believe me?
gonna take a lot to drag that back to the beach.
This was worth a shot.
It was worth a shot.
Do I happen to have heavy machinery on me?
I don't think that counts as common equipment, but nice try. Yes. But I'm going to say that the three of you are able, like you can build a little sledge to kind of help haul it down to the beach. It takes you all day to get it back. But you
Awesome.
are able to drag it down to the beach. And since we are a little short on time, Bobby, roll a test with advantage for helping them assemble this ship.
So we unbury the hole and place the mast. Perfect. That's a 1, a 2, and a 6.
Okay. So it takes a couple of days to fully excavate the hull and right the ship. And once you get the mast into place, sails made of like almost
Palm
like
fronds?
gossamer. It's like they're made of light appear. And Masty says, "I can't do this very much. You need to get real sails, but I can do it for a little while."
And I'll say, well, I've piloted ships for long. when we travel at night, I'll know exactly where we are in the ocean, and we'll go to a populated island nearby so we can get sails.
Okay, but I mean, you have to take me with you.
Yes, of course.
Of course.
No, not just now. I mean, like always. Like this is going to be fun. I want an adventure. Can we go on an adventure?
Of course.
I think I'm willing to try.
So, and
yeah.
during the montage, did we ever find the treasure under the crusty land or no? We just built the ship and left.
I think that was the ship, was the treasure.
The hull is the treasure.
Okay.
Don't you understand? The treasure is the rescue you found along the way.
Oh, dear.
Is Taylor Mittens with us?
Good question. Freya, do you entice Taylor Mittens to join you on the ship?
The player wants a pet jaguar. I don't know if Freya would invite the cat and bring food up with me, but I wouldn't try to force it.
Okay. If you try to entice her with a little bit of food, she already likes you because you helped her, and she bounds onto the ship, like leaps onto it. She does not get her paws wet in the process. Like she goes straight from.
She's a good cat.
As you get underway and you set sail, Bobby, what does the carving on the 6th stone pylon look like? Your true self.
Oh, okay.
I forgot about that.
So as we pass by the 6th stone pylon, Bobby sees, it looks like it doesn't look like a person, but it looks more like the feeling of adventure.
Okay. It's a spyglass superimposed over a map, right? With X marks the spot, very, very typical icon type of thing. But weirdly enough, there's almost a cloud that is hovering just above it, obscuring part of it. You sail off into the sunset to find an inhabited place where you can rest and recover and rejoin your guild and make it home safely.
And one of y'all has a new boat that's all yours. I'll take the Jaguar. You can decide the boat among you.
In fact, the boat, if you claim it as salvage, the 3 of you could claim it together, or 2 of you can claim it. It's totally fine. So the party gains the ship, which you may name, and which, because of the spirit of the lagoon that is joining you, once per session, you can use collectively. So the party can use its traits. One is that it is lucky, and the other is that it is perceptive.
Cool.
Just so I can have access to those, I'll be a silent partner in owning this boat.
Sure.
Yep. And
Freya, Taylor Mittens is it will accompany you as a companion. She is not tame, so you will need to keep her well fed and happy.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah. Take a few levels in Druid, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, my last game I was a druid, so
right, I know.
It was the closest thing.
Okay, and this has been Tiny Pirates. You've been listening to the Fire Breathing Kittens with Bobby.
Hey.
Freya.
Found myself a boat.
Here,
Freya.
kitty, kitty, kitty. Has anyone seen Taylor?
And Edgar.
Good night, everyone, or goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.